What's up guys, it's Nina and I've spent the majority of my life in Taiwan. I was working and living in the UK before the pandemic began and I moved back once things started to escalate. And since I've been back, I've received so many questions about this transition, from the 14-day quarantine that I had to do to why on earth is Taiwan still able to hold massive public gatherings. So I've decided to make a short series of videos just sharing with you my personal experience and hopefully it can be of some use. So yeah, without further ado, let's talk COVID. Hey everyone, it's Nina.
Okay, one thing, she had a jacket on this time.
Oh, did I? Hey everyone, it's Nina.
Hey everyone, I'm Carol.
Yes, and today we're going to be talking about quarantine. Dun dun dun.
Ta-da!
Yeah. So basically we're going to be talking about my personal quarantine experience in Taiwan.
And I'll be asking the question.
Yes, you're interviewing me. I feel very honored.
She'd be terrified. I'm kidding.
What kind of personal questions are going to be in here? Okay, here we go.
Alright, Nina used to live in Taiwan.
Yes, I did. I spent the majority of my life growing up here, pretty much. So, but about a year ago, I moved to the UK to live and work there.
Okay,
yeah.
so why did you come back to Taiwan?
Well, actually, it's because of this pandemic. My family members kept calling me every day when, things started to kind of escalate, and they would tell me, yeah, trust me, the UK, the whole of Europe is going to be under lockdown. People are going to lose jobs. The economy is going to go to crap. Everything. Just come back. Trust me. Taiwan is a good place to be in right now. And I'm just like, no, you're overreacting. That's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. Everyone's living their lives normally. And everything they predicted happened.
So they were right.
Yeah, they were right. So I'm actually really happy that I came back. I think it was definitely a good choice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What is the preparation like leaving the UK and coming to Taiwan?
Wow, okay, so basically I had to pack up my life within like 2 days because flights kept getting cancelled like immediately, like the next day or the same day they'd be like, oh yeah, your flight to Taiwan got cancelled. So as soon as I got a flight, I was just like, okay, I'm taking this one. I didn't have much time to pack, so it was just like 2 days, and I arrived at the airport. There was a whole procedure.
What is that procedure about? Tell us about it.
Yeah, I came around mid-March. So depending on which country you came from, you had to do quarantine. Yes, but now everyone has to do quarantine. Yeah. So you just basically have to fill out your information, fill out some forms about your current health or how it's been the last 14 days, and if which countries you've been to, things like that, and your contact information. And the biggest thing would be they would check if your cell phone rings. And if you don't have a Taiwanese number, you would have to apply for a SIM card there. Yeah, because they want to check up on you every day.
How did you leave the airport?
No public transportation allowed. They had designated taxi drivers for people arriving into Taiwan, and you had to take those. They also allowed family members to pick you up. So I was lucky enough to have my parents pick me up.
Where did you stay? Did you stay at a quarantine hotel? Did you stay with your family?
No, actually, if you do have family, there are certain rules that apply. You can go back to stay at your family's house, but you have to have your own room and your own toilets. As long as you don't have contact with any other people or any other members in your family, that's okay.
So you stayed with your family, not at a quarantine?
Yeah, but I had a whole floor to myself. Like I had my own room and I had my own bathroom, and no one would ever come in that space.
Interesting. Pretty much. So how did they know if you actually left the house? Because you were with your family, like.
Yeah, I could. People would just think, oh yeah, I can kind of just get away with it, right? I can sneak out or whatnot. But no, because they actually track your phones. That's one of the reasons they make sure that it rings. They track your phones and make sure that you don't leave your house. And if you do, and they find out, there is a fine of up to 1 million Taiwanese dollars. Here's the thing, there was actually a story about that. Have you heard about the guy in Taiwan that he broke his quarantine rules, left quarantine, and went clubbing? And he got fined $1 million.
Oh my god. I think there's actually another guy, as you said the story. I think he went to see his girlfriend.
Oh,
he
really?
left the quarantine to see his girlfriend, and it cost $1 million.
Oh my god. Was it, wait,
Talk
was
about
it
an
pilot?
expensive date. No, that was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. There was also a pilot that did something similar.
But what if you're at home and then you just give the phone to your mom when she answers the call? Like,
this didn't happen to me, but some people who have done quarantine have told me sometimes they were asked for a selfie to show that they're actually at home.
wow.
So they track your phone, they track your location, and they ask to send selfies, they actually call you. And on top of tracking, you cannot go on airplane mode. Like, there was one person who, her phone was dying, so she went on airplane mode, and because it was on airplane mode, they weren't able to track her, and they paid her a visit to her house, and you're like, oh, why is your phone on airplane mode, or why is it off? Yeah. So,
what if for some circumstance you actually don't have a phone?
You have to have it.
If they provide a phone.
I actually don't know about that. I think everyone has a phone. If you don't have a number,
okay, interesting.
They would ask
if
you
you
to
caught breaking
for
the quarantine, you on day 7 or day 10?
Yeah.
You get the fine. Do you have to start back from day 1, or you just continue the process?
That I wouldn't know. I didn't try to break the rules just because I don't have a million NTs laying around. So in fact, my parents actually made me stay home an extra week just to be safe.
What about the lost income, because you at home quarantine for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Did that affect you in any way?
Actually, that's one thing that's amazing about this whole thing, even though it's a huge inconvenience. They actually have compensation for that. If you can prove that during these 14 days you are able to work but you can't work due to the quarantine, then they will give you compensation for up to 1,000 NT per day.
That doesn't apply anymore, right?
Yeah, actually, I was able to apply for it because I left the country before mid-March. Because after that, anyone who left the country, they kind of wanted to enforce something, because they don't want people leaving and coming back and still applying for money. You have to have a valid reason for leaving the country, right? So I left before the pandemic started. Anyone leaving after that time, the reason being has to be okay, you're visiting a country because you lost a family member. So that kind of reason.
Alright, cool. Now the big question.
Yes.
How was the quarantine experience?
Oh my god.
What was it like? Did it drive you crazy?
Oh my god.
What did you do?
Okay, so literally I had no human contact for 2 weeks straight. Nothing at all. I had food left outside my door, but that was pretty much it. I had no contact with my family in the room, just I did a puzzle. That was probably the most productive thing that I did.
How long was the puzzle?
It was 1,000 pieces.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, and I made a few TikTok videos, so that was, I guess, also quite productive.
Okay.
But no, other than that, honestly, I feel like it's a small price to pay. They also had people come by to give me a goodie bag. So a goodie bag. So each bag is different. Some people receive books or vouchers, some masks, hand sanitizers. What I received was a voucher, a shopping voucher, online shopping voucher, and Line Music, I think. So the equivalent for Spotify in Asia or whichever it was. And yeah, so things like that. So you're not bored during quarantine. So this is so that's actually quite cool.
That sounds like a pretty good experience. Do you think is the biggest reason for the success of the quarantine process in Taiwan?
I mean, anyone who enters the country has to undergo it. Right now, in many countries you don't have it, in the UK. Everyone just comes in and out, and they're under lockdown. And now, we've had things under control for a long, long time.
Yeah, long time.
And life is pretty much normal.
I think the unity and the cooperation of everyone to just sacrifice a little bit, so that we could all benefit.
Exactly.
And have a better life. I think it really works.
Yeah, and not a lot of people complain about it. I think it's just the way Taiwanese culture is. You cooperate, you do what needs to get done. And also we do have experience from SARS. So I think that's why Taiwan was extra prepared. Yeah.
For the greater good. And it's working.
Yeah. We're living life normally. We're going to clubs.
Yeah.
14 days staying in.
I'm kidding.
Oh, you don't do it anymore?
I'm kidding.
You're out of that life? You're trying to be that responsible adult?
No, I'm kidding. No. Taiwan has really done an amazing job.
Yeah,
and it's just being able to just go to work and live life, travel, when all your friends are still in lockdown. It's really a blessing. And I think we're really grateful. And Taiwan is still as of today, is still a success story.
And speaking of Taiwan success, we will talk more about it in part 2 of our video, COVID in Taiwan.
All right, great. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
It's been great.
Wait, you're not worried about COVID or anything?
Nah, no worries. We shake hands, fist bump, shake hands. We got it all good. Wear your mask though. Wear your mask. Wear your mask though.
Yeah, wear your mask. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was informative and that everyone out there is keeping safe. So yeah, until next time, bye. Peace.